Episode 2 of Moby-Dick by Herman Melville. Adapted for radio by Steph Penny. We of the Pequod girdled the earth. We crossed the Atlantic, then the Indian Ocean. We sailed past the Philippines, swept the coast of Japan, trawling the great sperm whale cruising grounds of the world, before sailing down to the Line in the Pacific, where, among far-flung archipelagos and endless horizons, Ahab counted on finding his foe. With constant pacing, his ivory toe pitted the deck, and he had the carpenter cut him a stopping hole at his favored spot, where he would come to anchor, his eye sweeping the horizon. And his shadow, Fedullah, likewise stalked the deck, avoided by all as though he carried a plague.
Captain, what ails thee? Thou art white under thy scorched cheek.
Despite the sun, I feel the cold. Fedullah, last night I had that dream again. The two hearses, one following the other.
Have I not said, old man, that neither hearse nor coffin can be thine? Before thou couldst die on this voyage, thou must see two hearses on the water. The first, not made by mortal hands, the second built of American oak.
A strange sight that, Fedullah. A hearse and its plumes floating over the ocean with the waves for pallbearers.
Believe it or not, thou canst not die till it be seen. And I shall still go before thee, thy pilot. And before I am gonzo, if that ever befall, then ere you can follow, I must appear to you once more to pilot you still.
Is it so? Well then, I believe all you say, oh my pilot. I have here two pledges that I shall yet slay Moby-Dick and survive it.
Take another pledge, old man. Hemp only can kill thee.
The gallows, you mean? I am immortal then, on land and on sea. Immortal! On land and on sea.
Deep in the vastnesses of the Pacific, you go for months without sight of land. One day merges into another. All sense of onward motion disappears. You and the ship are rocked in a cradle of emptiness. A burnished sky, a gilded sea, the round horizon bounding all. We had not spoken to another ship for weeks.
Sail ho! Sail ho! A ship! See that, young'uns? Fresh company!
Had enough of your ugly faces.
Archie, maybe they'll have newspapers.
Maybe they have women, Ishmael. Maybe they come from islands.
Ship ahoy! Has seen the white whale? Aye! See you, Dix!
What's that on his arm?
Arm like Captain's leg. White bone.
Ahab's boat was lowered and rowed to meet the newcomer, the whaler Samuel Enderby of London, who, judged by her bleached timbers and patched sails, had been out for upwards of 3 years. We hoped against hope that Ahab would agree to a gam, that is, to lay up alongside while the crews swapped news and stories, and we watched intently as he was hoisted onto the Londoner's deck.
Come aboard, Captain Ahab. Come aboard.
welcome.
Well, Captain Boomer. An ivory arm, eh? I can top that.
Well, let us shake bones together. An arm and a leg. An arm that can never shrink, and a leg that can never run.
Where didst thou see the white whale? How long ago?
The white whale? I saw him on the line last season.
Yeah, and he took off that arm, did he?
Aye. Well, he was the cause of it, at least.
Spin me the yarn.
We lowered for a pod of 4 or 5 whales, fastened on to one, when suddenly up breaches a bouncing great whale with a milk-white head and hump, all crow's feet and wrinkles.
It was he.
And harpoons sticking in near his starboard fin.
Yeah, they were mine. My irons.
Give me a chance, then. Well, this old whale runs all the foam into the pod, snapping at the fast lines, like to free his brethren.
An old trick.
How it was exactly, I know not. But we got a harpoon in him. Then his tail was straight up in the air, like a marble steeple. And as I was groping for the second iron, down comes the tail, like a falling tower, and cut me boat in two. The second iron caught me just below the shoulder and dragged me under. Down to hell's flames, I was thinking, when, thank the good God, the barb ripped clear along the length of my arm, came out nigh my wrist, and up I floated. Well, it grew black, and off it came.
But what of the whale? What became of him? Didst thou cross his wake again?
Aye, twice.
And could not fasten?
Ain't one limb enough? I'm thinking Moby-Dick doesn't so much bite as he swallows. There would be great glory in killing him, I know that. And there is a shipload of oil in him. But he's best left alone, don't you think, Captain?
He is, but he will be hunted for all that. What is best left alone is what most allures. How long since thou sawest him?
Why, only a week or two.
Then I won't keep you more. Stand by to alert!
Bless my soul, this man's blood, it's a boiling point.
Which way headed?
East, I think. Will you and your men not stop and have a gam? Captain Ahab, he's hundreds of miles away. This can profit you nothing.
The other ship makes sail. Are we not to stop and exchange news, at least?
Devil take him. That's what I say.
Mr. Starbuck, will you speak to him?
Yes, I will. The devil has already taken him.
Up, help! Stand by to make sail.
Captain Ahab, the men deserve a gam. They have not seen another ship for months. Let us stop a while.
What time is it?
It lacks 5 minutes of noon.
Give me my quadrant.
They have seen Moby-Dick. Is that it?
Silence! Let me see. The sun is hot today. Thou tellst me truly where I am.
Ahab took his sighting of the sun with the quadrant, and as was his wont, scribbled the calculations on his ivory leg.
But canst thou cast the least hint where I shall be? Canst thou tell me where is Moby-Dick? This instant thou must be eyeing him. No? Thou art mute? Foolish toy! Curse thee! No longer will I guide my earthly way by thee!
And in front of the clustered crew, Ahab hurled his quadrant to the deck and trampled it to pieces with his living and dead feet.
Thus I trample thee, and thus!
God, Queequeg. Look at the face of Fedullah. There's a look of triumph if ever I saw one. Why he do that? Our captain has lost his reason.
What are you gawking at? We have the compass, we have the log and line. To the braces! Up, helm, square in! Blacksmith, here is a job I have saved for you, and now is the hour for it.
Captain.
Aye, how hot the fire is. The sparks burn, but thou livest among them without a scorch.
'Cause I'm scorched all over, Captain Ahab. Not easily canst thou scorch a scar.
What wert thou making?
Welding this old pikehead, sir. There were seams and dents in it.
And canst thou make all smooth again, blacksmith, after such hard usage as it had?
I think so, sir.
I suppose thou canst smooth almost any seams and dents, never mind how hard the metal.
Aye, sir, I think I can. All seams and dents but one.
Look ye here, then. Can you smooth out a seam like this, blacksmith? Like the one on my brow? If thou couldst, gladly would I lay my head upon thy anvil and feel thy heaviest hammer between my eyes. Answer, couldst thou smooth this seam?
That is the one, sir. Said I not all seams and dents but one?
Aye, blacksmith, that is the one. It is unsmoothable, for though thou seest it in my flesh, it is worked down into the bone of my skull. But away with this. No more gaffs and pikes today. I want a harpoon made. Something that will stick in a whale like his own fin bone. Looky here. Here are the gathered nail subs of the shoes of racing horses.
Thou hast here, then, some of the best, stubbornest stuff we blacksmiths ever worked.
I know it. These stubs will weld together like glue from the melted bones of murderers.
Captain Ahab, may I speak to you?
Now wait, Mr. Starbuck, I am engaged on important business here.
But Captain...
This harpoon for the white whale.
For the white fiend. Now, for the barbs. Here are my razors. Take them and make the barbs as sharp as the needle sleet of the icy sea.
Your razors, sir.
Take them, man. I have no need for them. I neither shave, nor sup, nor pray till... But here, to work.
Close the door, Mr. Stubb. This is only for your ears.
Mr. Starbuck, what say you?
You saw the captain smash his quadrant in a rage.
Aye.
Think you that was the action of a sane man?
Ahab is Ahab. He is lord of his ship.
Captain is lord of his ship when he is led by godly reason. When he hides a boat crew in the hold for his own desperate designs, he puts his judgment into question. When he rants and raves about the White Fiend, I fear for the lives of the crew. When he calls for men's blood to temper his barb, then for God's sake, I say he is mad. He is a danger to himself and to all in this ship.
What is your meaning?
I put to you that we, the mates, should take charge of this ship.
On what grounds?
On grounds of insanity. His obsession has overpowered him. It will end by overpowering us all.
Dangerous talk, Mr. Starbuck. That is mutiny.
What sort of captain smashes his instrument of navigation?
He has his ways, we all know that.
His ways, aye. His ways are the ways of fire, all aflame with furious life, but I have seen it wane of late, Stubb, and it will wane at last, down to dumbest dust. Of all this tormented life, what will remain but one little heap of ashes?
Aye, but sea coal ashes, mind that, Mr. Starbuck. Sea coal, not your common charcoal.
You are prepared to follow him, even to the depths of the ocean.
I was at the helm once when I heard him mutter. Someone thrust these cards into my hands, swears that I must play them and no others. And damn me, but he acts right, Mr. Starbuck. Live in the game and die in it. Live in the game and die in it.
Towards evening of that day, the Pequod was ripped of her canvas and, bare-poled, left to fight a typhoon that struck directly ahead. It burst out of a polished sky like an exploding bomb upon a dazed and sleepy town. When darkness fell, sky and sea roared and split with thunder and blazed with lightning. A great rolling sea, dashing high up against the reeling ship, stove in Ahab's whaleboat at the stern and left it dripping through like a sieve.
Stop! Markest thou that the gale comes from the eastward? The very course Ahab is to run for Moby-Dick.
What of it?
The gale that hammers us to stave us, we can turn into a fair wind that will drive us home. What is there is some... Heave to! Brace chopper up, damn you! Captain, the band is working loose. We must send down the main topsail yards. Strike nothing! In God's name, sir, we will lose the mast! None but cowards send down their brain trucks in tempest time.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph! Look aloft! The mastheads! St. Elmo's fire! Have mercy on us all! My God!
Awake up, you lad! Aye, men, look up!
And we looked up, and were transfixed by the pale flames shooting from each masthead, like 3 gigantic wax tapers before an altar. The men stood on the forecastle, eyes gleaming in the pale phosphorescence. The parted mouth of Dagu revealed his shark-white teeth, which glowed strangely, and Queequeg's tattooing burned like satanic blue flames on his body. Stranger still, Ahab's harpoon, lashed in the bows of the shattered whaleboat, now spouted a tongue of forked, pale fire.
The white flame but marks the way to the white whale! God is against thee, old man. 'Tis an ill voyage, ill begun, ill continued. Let me square the yards while we may, and make a fair wind of it homewards.
The terrified crew ran to obey Starbuck, but Ahab seized his flaming harpoon and brandished it at the fleeing men.
Stand back! I will transfix with this harpoon the first man to cast loose a rope's end. Looky here. Thus, I put out your last fear.
And with one blast of his breath, Ahab extinguished the unearthly flames.
Oh, Queequeg, what sorcery is this?
Hush! A miracle!
And almost at once, the tempest dropped, as if it too was in awe of Ahab. While he slept in his cabin, we set to work repairing the damage. And, at length, the first mate went below to report a fair wind.
Captain Ahab! Captain? Asleep. And next to his musket, the very one he pointed at my heart. Is it really loaded? And powder in the pan. Shall I spill it? Oh, I come to report a fair wind to him, but how fair? Fair for Moby-Dick, fair for this man here who would fain kill all his crew. Shall this crazed man be suffered to drag a whole ship's company to doom with him? It would make him a murderer of 30 men. But if he were this instant put aside, that crime would not be his. Not reasoning, not remonstrance, not entreaty will thou hearken to. Is heaven a murder when its lightning strikes a would-be murderer? Would I be a murderer then if... Oh. A touch, and Starbuck may survive to hug his wife and child. But if I awake thee not to death, old man, who could tell to what unsounded deep Starbuck's body may sink? Oh, great God, where art thou? Shall I?
Moby-Dick, I clutch thy heart at last.
The wind has gone down and shifted. Fore and main topsails are reefed and set. A better man than I might have killed thee, sir.
Steersman, what is our course?
East-southeast, sir.
Thou liest. Heading east at this early hour and the sun is stern?
Look at the compass. We are heading east.
Look at the sun, man. It's rising behind us. We are going west. I have it. The thunder has turned our compasses. Thou hast heard of such a thing, eh, Starbuck?
Aye, but never seen it.
About helm! Bear up into the wind. West is east and east-west. That is all you need to know.
Now, after so long and wide a cruise, Ahab seemed to have chased his foe into an ocean fold. Yet even as Ahab's piercing eye awed the crew and cast them into a constant gloom, the eye of Fedullah awed him. Fedullah lived on deck. No one ever saw him sleep. No more did Ahab. He kept the quarterdeck. The clothes the night's dew had wet, the next day's sun dried upon him. He ate a few mouthfuls where he stood. His beard grew long and tangled. But though the two men's watch was as constant, they did not speak, but gazed upon each other, as if, in Fedullah, Ahab saw his four-thrown shadow, and in Ahab, Fedullah his abandoned substance.
Queequeg, where are we now?
In Fiji Grant.
Are we near Kokovoko?
Not near, no. Much far away. Many weeks sail.
Don't you want to go back? What if we were to pass it?
I think you will never go home. For me, to stay on a scrap of land year in, year out, when I have the whole ocean to roam, I could not do it.
Not even to see your father and mother?
Dagu is right. If you put me down, how long before ship pick me up?
Ship ahoy!
Oh, a ship!
'Tis the Rachel from Nantucket!
An American!
No use hoping we stop, Ishmael.
Captain Gardner.
Captain Ahab, hast thou seen a whaleboat adrift?
No, we have seen no boat. Has seen the white whale.
Aye, yesterday.
Tell me, how was it?
Our boats were all engaged when the white hump of Moby-Dick loomed out of blue water, and our fourth whaleboat lowered in chase. It fastened, then vanished. I beg you, Captain, will you join in the search? My son is among them, a boy of 12 years. I beg you, Captain Ahab, for 8 and 40 hours, let me charter your ship. I will gladly pay for it, and roundly if there be no other way. For 8 and 40 hours only, you too have a boy, Ahab. Do to me as you would have me do.
Captain Gardner, I will not do it. Even now, I lose time. God bless you, man, and may I forgive myself, but I must go. Mr. Starbuck, look at the binnacle watch, and in 3 minutes warn off all strangers. Let the ship sail as before.
My God, Queequeg.
Captain Ahab!
3 minutes!
The dawn after our sad encounter with the Rachel brought as perfect a day as the very first morning. The sky a lacquered blue, the sea rolling in calm, majestic swells. It found Ahab leaning on the ship's side, gazing down into water as clear as air, tracing his shadow as it sank and sank before his eyes.
Sir, a fine day.
Aye, Starbuck. It is a mild wind, a mild sky. On such a day, very much such sweetness as this, I struck my first whale. A boy harpooner of 18. 40 years ago. 40 years of privation and peril and storm time. And of those 40 years, I have not spent 3 ashore. When I think of this life I have led, oceans away from the wife I wedded past 50, and sailed the next day, leaving but one dent in my marriage pillow. And then the madness, the frenzy with which for 1,000 lowerings Ahab has chased his prey. What a 40 years fool has he been. I am so weary. I feel old, Starbuck. Stand close. Let me look into a human eye. Better than to gaze into sea or sky. This is the magic glass. I see my wife and child in thine eye.
Sir, you can see them for yourself again. We only have to turn for home.
Stay on board, Starbuck. Lower not when I do, when branded Ahab gives chase to Moby-Dick. That hazard shall not be thine. No. Not with that faraway home I see in that eye.
Oh, Captain. My Captain, why should anyone give chase to that hated fish? Let us fly these deadly waters. Let us home. Let me this instant alter the course. I think, sir, they have such mild blue days even as this on Nantucket.
They have. I have seen them.
Yes, no more. It is done. We head for Nantucket. Come, and let us away. Think of your boy waiting for you. Think of your wife. Captain?
What nameless thing is it? What cruel, remorseless emperor commands me that against all natural longings I so keep pushing and crowding and jamming myself on?
There is no thing. We are the masters of our fate.
Oh,
By heaven, man, we are turned round and round in this world like yonder windlass, and fate is the handspike. And all the time, that smiling sky and this unsounded sea.
I cannot listen to this.
Pound ho! There she blows! She blows!
The white whale!
A hook like a snow hill! Moby-Dick!
In stand sails, down top gallant, stand by the boats! Helm there! There go flukes! Already the boats! Death and devils! Man, it is Moby-Dick! Moby-Dick!
The white whale! Is it really him, at last?
Now you will see a chase.
Quick! Ishmael! We keep the ship. We do not lower.
Mr. Starbuck, why?
It is the captain's wish. What are you lumbering about for? We do not lower, Archie. We keep the ship.
Did we do wrong?
No, Ishmael. Archie, take the helm. Stand by to square the yards.
Like noiseless nautilus shells, the 3 other boats lowered, and their prows sped leeward, Ahab's heading the onset. As they neared the whale, the ocean grew still more smooth, seemed drawing a silk carpet over its waves. At length, the dazzling white hump was visible, and the broad, milky forehead broke the water into a musical rippling. Then, still far from the boats, he leapt from the water, his whole marble body for an instant forming a high arch, like a bridge over the infinite horizon. Moby-Dick waved his bannered flukes, sounded, and went out of sight.
He's gone. We wait.
The birds! Look at the birds!
The white birds were flying to Ahab's boat, where they wheeled, screaming, with joyous, expectant cries. Ahab could see nothing. But as he peered into the depths, he saw a white spot no bigger than a weasel, rising, and magnifying as it rose, until it turned, and there were 2 crooked rows of teeth. Moby-Dick's open mouth and scrolled jaw, his vast bulk still blending with the blue of the sea. The glittering mouth yawned beneath the boat like an open-doored marble tomb.
Padula! The harpoon! Grasp your oars! Stand by to stern!
As if anticipating this, Moby-Dick turned on his back, took the bows of the boat full within his mouth, and shook the cedar craft as a cat her mouse. The pearl-white, bluish jaw was inches from Ahab's head where he clung in the bows, and he, furious and frenzied, seized the great jaw in his hands, as if he could wrench his boat free. Instead, the jaws snapped shut and bit the whaleboat completely in 2. From the Pequod's deck, we watched in horror. Ahab's boat had vanished. But in the weltering foam, we gradually discerned here and there a dark head bobbing, like tossed bubbles which the least chance shock might burst.
Look! They're alive!
Still think that was an accident, boy?
Captain! Here! Take my hand!
The harpoon. Is it safe?
Aye, sir. It was not darted.
Lay it before me. Any missing men?
1, 2,
3, 4, 5. There are 5 oars, sir. And here are 5 men.
That's good. Help me, man. I wish to stand. I see him. Going to leeward still. What a leaping spout. Hands off from me. The eternal sap runs up in Ahab's bones again. Set the sail. 5 oars. The helm.
But even with double-banked oars, Moby-Dick was too swift, and at length the whaleboats returned to the ship. The day ended, but the chase went on, Ahab pointing out the way, as though the whale's wake was writ on the water. All night we crowded sail, and the ship carved a furrow in the sea surface. And once more, the next morning, the masthead's cry went up as the unmistakable head burst into view.
She breaches! She breaches! The white whale!
I breach your last to the sun, Moby-Dick. Thy hour and thy harpoon are at hand. Mr. Starbuck, the ship is thine. Keep away from the boats, but keep near them. Lower all!
Once more, we were left on board to watch, as Ahab, Stubb, and Flask led their boats into the attack. This time, the whale became aware of them. He turned on his tail and headed back towards his hunters. Churning himself to a furious speed, he rushed among the boats with open jaws and lashing tail, heedless of the irons darted at him from every side, seeming only intent on annihilating each separate plank.
They strike. Yes! 3, 4 irons! They have him! Why does he not run? Look, he attacks! There can be no denying it! He is devil, that fish!
The boats wheeled and spun, eluding him. But in their crossings and recrossings, the whale's bloodied threshing entangled the slack of the lines now fast to him. And as the ropes tightened, the boats were slowly dragged towards the jaws and tail of Moby-Dick.
They must cut the lines! Cut the line!
Ahab's boat at last broke free and darted away. But with demonic cunning, the whale made a sudden rush and dragged the still-tied boats of Stubb and Flask towards him, and with a wrench of his flukes, dashed them together like 2 rolling husks on a surf-beaten beach, and then dived. Behind, he left a boiling maelstrom, in which chips of wreckage danced round and round, like grated nutmeg in a swiftly stirred bowl of punch. Ahab's boat pulled into the foaming pool to rescue whom he could, but then his boat, to us, seemed drawn up to heaven by invisible wires, as the white whale once more shot up from the sea, dashed his great forehead against its bottom, and sent it hurtling into the air, spilling Ahab and his crew like matchsticks into the blood-streaked foam. The wounded whale lay in the water a moment, but then, as if satisfied that his work for that time was done, he pushed his pleated forehead through the ocean, and trailing his knotted hamper of intertangled line, continued his leeward way at a weary traveler's pace. We sailed into the wreckage, and Queequeg dived into the water to fetch out his captain.
Captain! Captain!
Stop! Flask! Here! Catch the rope! Up you come! Take my hand! Steward! Hard grog and towels!
Mr. Stubb, take this! Are you hurt? Nay, lad. 'Tis fish blood.
Where is the captain?
Here, Mr. Starbuck. He cannot stand.
Your leg! But a splinter. Here, lean on me.
Aye, Starbuck. 'Tis sweet to lean sometimes. Thank you, Quag. He has dismasted me again. Masthead there! Which way does he go?
Dead to leeward, sir!
Up helm then and pile on the sail. Where is he? Hold me up, man. Where is Fadilla?
He must have been caught in your line, sir.
Not gone. My pilot. Not gone.
I caught among the tangles of your line. I thought I saw him dragging under.
The harpoon, too. Did you see it? No. No, fool. This hand did dart it. 'Tis in the fish. Aloft there. Keep him nailed. All hands to rig the spare boats. I'll 10 times girdle the unmeasured globe, but I'll slay him yet.
Great God! But for one single instant show thyself. Never wilt thou capture him, O man. Oh, in Jesus' name, no more of this. Worse than devil's madness. Shall we chase this fish till he swamps the last man? Shall we be dragged by him to the bottom of the sea?
Starbuck, I have felt strangely moved to thee since that hour we both saw. You knowest what, thou knowest what, in one another's eyes. But Ahab is forever Ahab. This whole act's immutably decreed. 'Twas rehearsed by thee and me 1,000,000,000 years before this ocean rolled. I am the fate's lieutenant. I act under orders. And thou, underling, thou obeyest mine. Let me go, Starbuck. Stand round me, men. You see an old man cut down to a stump, leaning on a shivered lance. But ere I break, you'll hear me crack. And till you hear that, know that Ahab's hawser tows his purpose yet. Do you feel brave, men?
As fearless fire! Aye, aye, as fearless fire.
Aye. How valiantly I seek to drive out of others' hearts what's clinched so fast in mine. Fadilla gone. And in his prophecy he was to go before, but still was to be seen again ere I could perish. How sad! There's a riddle, like a hawk's beak. It pecks at my brain.
When dusk descended, the whale was still in sight to leeward. Once more the sail was shortened, and all night the sound of hammers and the hum of the grindstone was heard, as men toiled at rigging the boats and sharpening fresh weapons. Meantime, of the broken keel of Ahab's craft, the carpenter made him another leg.
Aloft there! What do you see?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing? A noon at hand? I've oversailed him. He's chasing me now, not I him. I should have known it. The lines, the harpoons he's towing. Aye, I have run him by last night.
On all our long voyage, never had we encountered such soft air, such burnished seas. A whole hour passed then, gold beaten out to ages. Time itself held long breaths with keen suspense. Then, at last, some 3 points off the weather bow, Ahab descried the spout again, and from the 3 mastheads 3 shrieks went up as one. But Ahab's voice was loudest.
There she blows! Brace her up! Forehead to forehead, I meet thee this 3rd time, Moby-Dick. Stand by the crew! Stop. Flask, stay with the ship. The white whale is mine. Quick, to the whaleboat. I will have your arm to pull me. And you. And you.
God, us?
Aye, 'tis our turn.
Come, Ishmael. We fight together.
Starbuck.
Sir.
For the 3rd time, my soul's ship starts upon this voyage.
Aye, sir. Thou wilt have it so.
Some ships sail from their ports, and ever afterwards are missing.
Truth, sir. Saddest truth.
Some men die at ebb tide, some at low water, some at full flood. I feel now like a billow that's all one crested comb. I am old, Starbuck. Shake hands with me. Lower away!
Captain! My captain! Go not! Go not!
Hold then! Break your backs! This time we have him! He sounds! Hold up! Archie, take the helm. Let me pass. I will dot the iron, Queequeg.
Look. The water. The white whale. He comes.
Hold on! Take that!
The whale's vast marble bulk bristled with lances old and new, bubbled with swords, was snagged in a hamper of lines. And in his desperate flailings, he turned and showed us his other flank. And there, lashed round and round to his back, pinioned in the turns of the line reeled round him, was the half-torn body of Fedullah. His clothing frayed to shreds, his distended, milky eyes turned full upon Ahab.
Oh, God! Jesus, Mary, and Joseph!
Befooled! Befooled! Aye, Fedullah, I see thee again. Aye, thou goest before. And this, then, is the hearse that thou didst promise. But I hold thee to the last letter of thy word. Where is the 2nd hearse?
We cannot fight this fish! He is a tomb!
Where is he gone?
There. He swam to ship.
I'll have him yet! Pull! Crack your spines!
He goes for the ship! Ahoy! Ahoy there!
Perhaps the whale saw in the Pequod the source of all his pain and persecution. Perhaps he thought it a nobler foe. I know not. But turning from the whaleboat, he bore down upon it now, churning himself to a great speed. From the ship's bows, the crew stared as the white, pleated forehead grew nearer and nearer. Retribution, swift vengeance, eternal malice were in his whole aspect, and the solid buttress of his faceless head smote the ship's starboard bow.
The ship, the 2nd hearse, built of American hope.
Lower the boats! The
be done? We must help them!
Be still with the oars. We can do nothing. They will swamp us.
But they are sinking!
Hush! No flag on the main truck. Daggoo there! Hammer up my flag! My ship. My ship. Ye unsurrendered spires. Thou haughty helm. Thou only God-bullied hull. Death-glorious ship. Must thou perish? There thou art, thou all-destroying but unconquering whale. You come for me, do you? I turn my body from the sun. Oars, pull! Towards thee I roll. Yes, to the last I grapple with thee. From hell's heart I stab at thee. For hate's sake I spit my last breath at thee. Thus I give up my spear.
The harpoon darted. The stricken whale flew forward. With igniting velocity, the line ran through the groove. Ran foul. Ahab stooped to clear it. He did clear it. But the flying turn caught him round the neck. He was shot out of the boat ere the crew knew he was gone.
My God! Row for the ship! The old man's gone!
The ship? Why? Where is ship? Ishmael. Where is Ishmael?
In a trance, they saw the ship's fading phantom. Only the masts were above water now. At the maintop, Daggoo still clung to his lookout, in the act of nailing a banner to the mast. But even as they watched, concentric circles of the ship's vortex seized their lone boat, and its crew, and each floating oar, and every lance pole, and spinning all, animate and inanimate, round and round in one gigantic whirlpool, carried the last chip of the Pequod out of sight. Almost. The Seahawk that followed Daggoo down to the waves, taunting him in his last act of nailing the flag to the mast. This bird chanced to intercept its wing between hammer and wood, and feeling that ethereal thrill, the submerged hunter kept his hammer clenched there. And so the bird, with archangelic shrieks, his captive form folded in the flag of Ahab, went down with the ship, which, like Satan, would not sink to hell till she had dragged a living part of heaven along with her. Then all collapsed, and the great shroud of the sea rolled on, as it rolled 5,000 years ago. The drama's done. Why, then, do you hear this tale? Because one did survive the wreck. It so chanced that when the whale was struck for the last time, I was he whom fate threw from the boat and dropped astern, far from the whirlpool, but in sight of it. One thing only conquered the vortex. The ship's lifebuoy burst up through the waves to float by my side. Buoyed up, for one whole day and night I floated on a soft and dirge-like main. The sharks glided by with padlocks on their mouths. The Seahawks sailed with sheathed beaks. On the second day, a sail drew near. nearer and picked me up at last. It was the Rachel that, in her retracing search for her missing children, found only another orphan.
In episode 2 of Moby-Dick, Ahab was played by Garrick Hagan, older Ishmael by Trevor White, and young Ishmael by P.J. Brennan. Starbuck was played by Richard Lang, Queequeg by Sani Muliama Sayali'i, Archie by Adam Redmayne, Stubb by Simon Lee Phillips, and Dagu by Cobner Holbrook Smith. Captain Boomer was played by Mark Meadows. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The music was composed by Stuart Gordon. Moby-Dick by Herman Melville was adapted for radio by Steph Penny. It was a BBC Cymru Wales production, directed by Kate McCall.